Welcome to Speak Our Mind Community Podcast, sharing the views and opinions of local residents in Camden.
Hello, can you please introduce yourself and thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is AJ and I'm a resident in Camden.
How long have you been living in Camden, please?
I was born in UCLH. I was born in Camden. I've lived here all my life. I've watched it transition from a small area to a very vibrant and popular area.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been here all my life.
So, what was lockdown like for you?
Well, lockdown was a bit hard, especially being a youth worker myself. Lockdown was hard, seeing what the cut downs in the youth service, the cut downs in community or events, the cut down in open spaces. So it's been hard, especially living in Camden where the HS2 is going on as well. So it's a bit hard at the moment, but we're getting by somehow.
So what support did you have? Did you know of any access, any community support in the local area? Is there anything available?
Because of I work in the community sector, I knew a few places, but if I wasn't in touch with my own community centre, I think it's quite hard to see what is available in Camden and where to go to reach or to find that help, sort of thing.
So for other people, maybe it was a bit harder.
So other people, so because I'm from a community sector, I can go to work and find out. But if I wasn't in that sort of line of work,
exactly.
I wouldn't know where to turn to it. It's not available on the Camden website, etc. So
okay, yeah, this is over and over everyone's saying that it's really hard to know where to get access and how to get access. For me, yes, I know. Personally, I know, but. If I was using the services and if I didn't know, if I wasn't working, I think it would be harder for me to find out.
I mean, there's one or two places you can go to, but even when you go there, it's like, where do you turn to afterwards? If you're in some sort of individual crisis, what's there to offer to help you? So
how do you find making new connections in your local area? But you said you were,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? For myself, it might be easier for myself, but I've got some friends who are not as confident as me, or who may not have the same connections within the community sector or what's available, what sort of charities. So for someone who's not in this line of work, it's quite hard to find the perfect place that can help you, whether it be a charity or a mental health place or workshops for getting jobs, etc. So it is. I think what is needed in our local area is more support, more social connecting, and bringing people together, bridging gaps.
So like community centres, you say, or what kind of services?
Community centre. We need a few more community centres. Maybe not community centre, a few more projects going on that build communities together. Yeah. So like where I live in the middle of Cumberland, and on the other side is the Euston side. There's nothing there that builds the community together. There's a lot of help for maybe people who are really close to the HS2, but then for those who just fall out of that area. So where do they go for help?
Exactly.
What do they do? And who is there to help them, sort of thing.
Do you know what can you do, or what can anyone do to like?
I mean, what I think there should be going on is looking for young people who want to do things and providing things for them, such as people who may be interested in music, giving them some sort of support to get into that sort of career, or doing projects that keep them engaged in a way. Because living alone, it falls into people feeling upset, depressed, they have no one to turn to, lonely, do you know what I mean? And having more activities to go on, it is good for the mental health even, or for someone's personal self, do you know what I mean?
I think it's for everyone, for older people, for younger people. Isolation is a really difficult thing, and everyone's going through isolation.
100%.
So I think yes.
Yeah, especially with this lockdown, a lot of places closed down, yes. So people who are going to community centres or youth projects or after school clubs, they couldn't. That put a lot of stress on the parents themselves, and then people who are elderly, who may live alone, they had like a support network which may have been limited or disrupted, which is could have taken a bad effect on them. And it's important to keep doing things to support these sort of people and remind them that they're not alone, sort of thing.
Do you know any organizations or do you have any, like, if you could have the capacity to build something, what would you build? What would you have?
It's a big question, But I would provide a service that doesn't just provide for one age group. So they don't. It's not discriminate, but they don't just help one age group. You can go to this one hub, so you can call it a hub that you can go to, and there can be ventures for support, emotional, like physical, maybe places that do some sort of exercise for people who are maybe, not looking after their diet properly, or some sort of social space for those who may be alone. And understand it's lockdown and it's limited of going into spaces with people like that, but even providing maybe online forums or online gatherings or etc. like that, providing pathways into music, into sports, into building, etc. I would provide a hub that is a support base and an educational pathway to education. I think that's what, if I could build something.
That sounds really good.
Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more episodes of Speak Our Minds podcast. Welcome to Speak Our Mind community podcast, sharing the views and opinions of local residents in Camden.
So I'll give you a few examples of community creativity. Like when we used to have a street festival, it would bring local businesses to thrive, to be known. It will give the local people to come together, get to know who's in the area, what they're doing in the area, and this also provides like a place for organizations to come and provide like tables or information, give out lots of information, lots of advertising, stuff like lots of competitions, even bringing like old people into drawing, do a drawing competition for old people, for young people, stuff like that.
For everyone.
Yeah, for everyone. So it's not just limited, there's me being middle-aged, I know there's organizations for elderly, there's loads. There's places for play school for young people, but then where does the middle people
go? Exactly.
People in the middle, where do they go for support? What is available to them, sort of thing?
Because sometimes there's middle people that you're referring to, and if they're suffering from mental health, we've heard from them over and over. They just want to go somewhere. They just want to walk in, see few people, have a cup of tea,
have somewhere to just get away from whatever they may be thinking about alone, because it's nice to get away from that. Do you know what I mean? I may have experienced some mental health issues before because I was alone and I went through living alone, etc. And it would be nice to know that there's somewhere you can go to and just not think about and have friends and family around, you know what I mean? So these hubs, they turn into friends and family for those who live alone.
Do you think accessing community-based programs, there are community-based
they're available,
but is it easy to access?
A lot of them you have to be referred. Do you know? So some you have to be referred, like I think it's iCope or Cope in King's Cross. So people who might want to refer, they can't be referred themselves. Do you know? They have to be referred by someone.
I think with iCope you can do self-referral, but that takes a long time. But then other mental health organizations that you have to refer.
You have to get referred, do you know what I mean? And sometimes if someone's coming new to the area, they can't even join a GP.
I know.
So then how do they get the referral, So it's like...
And it takes time.
It takes time, and maybe some more advertising or some more free posters or free events at schools or retirement homes, or like even in workplaces, if there was some sort of info given there, because everyone might be suffering without people knowing.
So that's an interesting one. You said workplaces, because we've been talking, like how do you advertise? Because there, everything's happening, but nobody knows. There's a lot of things happening, but no one knows. So workplace is a new one. We've never came across that.
Yeah. But even workplaces, like you can put posters up. Everyone's got a poster in the workplace about how you're feeding yourself, or maybe having some sort of weekly or monthly event that includes local workplaces to speak to their staff, or do you know what I mean? Local community workers even, because who knows what they are also going through, the ones who are helping. I think there needs to be, I don't know really what the...
What do you think? I think...
Because we can't get community events at the moment, it's understandable. It's just, it would be nice to somehow get some sort of free connection that, I don't know how to explain it.
So your local area, is there many stuff going on? Is there like events and stuff?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment, because even my local community centre has shut down.
Okay.
So now that it's shut down, it's like, where do I turn to now? Do you know, even if local communities or organisations who are helping, if they can do some more I don't know, because it must cost to do the advertising, to go around leafleting or to put posters up. So it's like in the local newspapers, if they put adverts in there, or have a website, brand new website.
Or just have more stuff.
Yeah, just have more stuff happening. Yeah, have more stuff happening. I think that's the way to have more stuff happening. That would be
nice.
That would be the first step, to have more stuff happening so people know it's available.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that as soon as you know it's available, then it's down to the person to approach it. But if you're showing, or if we are showing that there's things available all the time, then they'll know there's someone to turn to, sort of thing.
And that really does help with the mental health.
And it helps with mental health big time, because
and physical health as well.
Physical health, you go there, you get out the house, it's a walking distance always, so you go for a walk, and it was nice when, like I'll use the organisation or that before, they would do like walk to the park for elderly people. That is not available. So what's happened to them old people now? What happens to them, because that was their getaway. A lot of old people are maybe living alone because of their age, their families have moved out, etc. And it's like, this was some sort of getaway of being alone. So it's like, what happens to them now, sort of thing.
Thank you, AJ.
It's been lovely coming in, and I hope this can help build some more bridges.
Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more episodes of Speak Our Minds podcast.